We going live, live tonight. It's the Nerd Show with your special guest, Big Mike. Hey, hey, everybody! Oh, woohoo. Right, we're live. There's no latency. We getting ready. We've got to share this so people will watch me. Getting ready. Host. All right. All right, everything looks good. Battle! Hey, thanks, Mike Snorlax Ramirez, for sharing the stream. For sharing the stream. I just want you to share it. I need the help. I had this paintbrush holder for so long. Who's that? Oh, thank you, Sabrina Dawn Rawls Ramirez, for liking the stream. Every view, every like, every share helps. And thank you, Sabrina Dawn Rawls Ramirez, for sharing the stream. Oh, thank you. Smite me, oh mighty smiter. Right. Hmm? Mimi's not feeling too good, so we're dealing with that right now. I think it's seasonal allergies. Got a lot of boogers and digestion. She's still really pretty though, so it's okay. Doing painting Orcus or Porcus. Sorry, we're painting Porcus. We need our fine tip detailed brushes. Need a good. Where's my super suit? Dry brush. There we go. Dry brush. Lulu ate it. You guys hear that? Lulu ate my dry brush. One of the hazards of being a big bad nerd. Awesome. But that's one of the things that's on my Amazon wish list. So if y'all would like to get me something to help the stream, brushes are on my Amazon wish list. So real quick before everything fires off. Wrong one. Each. Look at me. No sleep till bum 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 bum. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, all right. Here's the link for my Amazon wish list. Hopefully I got that in. Yep, I got it in before the 5-minute mark. So hopefully, I think that'll count towards my chats. We'll find out. It's time to go live. Live. Ah, there we go. And we have an intruder. All right. Peace. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Big Bad Nerd Dad stream. I am Mike Ramirez, the Big Bad Nerd Dad. There are many nerd dads, but I'm the biggest and the baddest. Today we will be painting, or finish painting, our Porcus figure from Zoontalis. And I'm very excited because these are beautiful models that I really enjoyed 3D printing and painting and getting ready because I'm running a group of youth through a really interesting campaign using the Zoontalis models. And I've also found a couple of other things that the models are perfect for that I'll be using for different skirmish games and another RPG that I'll be running very soon. So I'm excited to show more of that. But for right now, one of our sponsors right there in the bottom right hand corner, Space Cadets Gaming. I will be at Space Cadets this Saturday from noon to 6 p.m. running games of Tiny Dungeon. Tiny Dungeon is, I've been talking about it all year. It's a fantastic system. It's very rules light. Character creation takes just a few minutes. When I say a few minutes, I don't mean 10 to 15. I mean 3, maybe 5, if that. You go in with your general idea of what you want to be. There's archetypes that are basically races. So you choose your build. You choose a weapon that you favor. You choose whether you want to cast spells or you want different attributes. And it's a very fun, very easy way to play games. Hey Ashley, thanks for watching. Hey Billy, thanks for watching. Y'all get a chance, please, 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 please like and share the stream. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it helps me out a lot to get these engagements and helps people see that I'm out here painting, answering questions, trying to get people into tabletop gaming, board games, role-playing games, war games, whatever it may be. That's what I do. That's what I'm here for, getting people into games. So, let's move on to the painting portion. I'll show you the model that we're working on today. Whoops, that's why you can't see. Nope. All right, so downshot the light in. So this is the model. I know he looks mean and hectic, but that's the way that we want him to look, right? We want him to look bizarre, crazy. There we go. So I've done the basing colors for him, aside from his metal bits and his frost bolts. And his base, the skulls on the base. But today I'm going to do another layer of that purple. In the D&D colors, it's called Beholder Purple. One of the things that I love about these army painter paints is that they have their cute names, but then they come, like, if you don't get the D&D set, they have real names. They come with the real names on the side right there. So the real name for this one is Oozing Purple. So we'll be using an Oozing Purple first today. Very excited. If you're following on Twitch, we've got our Streamlabs mod that just dropped the link for my Streamlabs account, which lets you donate directly to me, and the Extra Life. We are currently #1 for Texas Children's Hospital, meaning that I've garnered the most donations for Texas Children's Hospital. And I do not plan on being beat. I plan on doing everything within my power to staying number one and getting as much money as possible for Texas Children's Hospital. It's incredibly important to me, my family, and all the people that I love that I do this. Because, you know, I'm from Houston, Texas. Texas Children's Hospital is a staple. You know, they saved hundreds of thousands of children's lives. They're making life better for even more. Um, my daughters go to Texas Children's Hospital. You know, fortunately, they don't need critical care all the time. But, oops, let me grab that down a little bit. Camera's angled real weird. A little bit. There we go. Texas Children's Hospital is a staple here, not just in Texas. I mean, it's one of the best children's hospital in the United States, the world. They're doing a lot of good research and work for these kids. And one of the things that they provide that I was able to help and be a part of is they provide not just physical care for the kids, but mental and social care. And they do things for the kids like have birthday parties, provide prom and dances for these kids so they can have these normal coming of age functions. Right? Because every hospital's going to do their best to ensure the health and well-being of a child. But for them to take it another level and to demonstrate their love for the children by taking care of their mental and psychological needs is a huge leap forward. So that's why we raise money for Texas Children's Hospital, because I know that they're out there doing something that's completely different than other hospitals. And that's legitimately why I stream, is so that I can raise money for Texas Children's Hospital. Started with a little dream last year. A couple of friends playing board games. And this year, we're number one. And we want to make sure that we help Texas Children's Hospital so that as many children, teens as possible get the help that they desperately need. Again, not just physically, but emotionally, socially. Because they really do help. I volunteered at Texas Children's Hospital for several years in their junior volunteers as a student in high school and middle school. One, because my mom was making me, but also because that's what I thought I wanted to do with the rest of my life, was to work in the medical field. And unfortunately, I didn't have the stomach for it. If you're working in the medical field right now, you're my hero, because it is very hard to work in the medical field. On the front lines specifically, because I was there watching kids get sick and not doing well in rehabilitation, and their emotional and mental needs and social needs sometimes weren't being met. And you're just like, oh, heartbreaking. But this gives us the opportunity to go above and beyond for the kids. This gives us the opportunity to do what we can with what we have. I don't have a ton of money. I got kids, I got a wife, we got bills, but I have a will and a want to help. And if you have a will and a want to help, you can do something. You can make a change. You just simply have to try. So that's why we do what we do. We do what we do to help. Or we can when we can. His little hands. And so on our last stream last Monday, we did all the basing. We did the purple flesh. We did little bits of the eyes, the nails. And so now we're just going back over and doing a second coat and get what we need in. I'm so thankful for this giant base that he has. I can use to maneuver him around. So something new that's happened this week is, well, it's not new. Lulu is very much into spooky season. She loves Halloween. She loves all things spooky and creepy. All last weekend, or this past weekend, we were watching scary movies. Nothing too scary. No. She likes watching Goosebumps, which is super neat. And she's only 3, but yeah, it's not having too bad of an effect on her. Not She doesn't have night terrors or anything. I genuinely think that she likes the stories. She being scared a little. She likes the monsters. She wants to watch werewolves and vampire shows. I'm just like, get at it, do it. I'll sit there and watch it with her, and I tell her, now remember, this isn't real. This is just a show. This isn't real. He goes, yeah, I know. Sit there and we watch, and if a super scary part happens, I'll laugh and be like, that was awesome. And I think that sort of changes the tone for her, and she's like, yeah, that was scary. Understanding that it's okay to be scared. It's okay to see these things and understand that feeling. Oh, this is such a beautiful model. I wish I had a better camera so you guys could see all the little details that are on it. But he's got like his back muscles, and there's veins and crevices, all kinds of stuff. Beautiful, beautiful model. Great job done by Dice Heads on their Zoontalis line. And these things were made specifically with 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons in mind. The setting that he's providing and doing with these models. Every month on his Patreon, he comes out with a set of models and a module and little stats for these characters. And he's done a fantastic job. I absolutely love him. Beep, 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 beep. You know, make sure we get plenty of coverage. Plenty of coverage. Can't see it in the back. A little bit of a little mason jar with water. I'm rinsing my brushes in. Dante, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for watching. Haven't heard from you in a long time. How the girls doing? They gotta be old by now. When do you get them? 2013, 14? 6, 7 years? It's been 7 years? This has gotta be 14 now. Just painting some models. If you go to my Facebook page, you can see all these models. They're from Dice Heads. You know what? Get his eyes all good to go. So this is Porcus. And if you're familiar with Dungeons and Dragons lore, Porcus is the god of death and decay. So this is the anthropomorphic version of him. A little piggy. His name is Porcus. I'm just trying to give this little guy some life. He's evil, so painting his eyes a very bright orange. And then I'm going to give it like a little subtle glow once I'm finished doing all the washes. No, not the nose. There we go. Everywhere. Okay. Okay, just go back over it later. The purple. Cover it up. Alright. That's it for the orange. Who we got? Who's there lurking? They're lurking. Joint effort. Thanks for watching, Joint. I see you. Thank you. Get a chance. Give me a little shout out. Who that? Who gave me a thumbs up? You watching me? Oh, Joe. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for giving me a like. Yeah, no one needed it. All right. So next we're going to do the Commando Green. I missed a few of his tusks. Oh. Joe, the My Hero Academia card game came out. We need to go pick up our stuff from Space Cadets. I'm hoping Sabrina will let me go pick up the stuff this weekend while I'm out. I will be, I said it at the beginning of the stream, I'll be at Space Cadets Gaming from noon to 6 p.m. Running Tiny Dungeon. Running Tiny Dungeon. If you want to come out and have a good time with me, it's absolutely free. Free RPG Day is this weekend. This Saturday. All of your favorite local gaming stores that run RPGs, Dungeons and Dragons, should be doing it. It's really neat. It highlights a bunch of the really cool RPGs that are out or coming out. Like one of my favorite RPGs of all time, or settings, is the Iron Kingdom RPG. Uh, Iron Kingdoms was originally made by Privateer Press, and it's basically a high fantasy steampunk, and they redid the uh, setting for 5e, and it is amazing. They did such a good job with it. I found out that they're giving away some stuff in the free RPG Day promos for Iron Kingdoms, so I'm very excited about that. Go lay down, baby. Yes, go lay down. No, you're fine. You have no boogers. No, there's no baby. There's no booger. Go lay down. Go, go night night. Go lay down. There's no booger, baby. You're fine. Go lay down. Go lay down. So because Mimi's not feeling well, Lulu thinks that she's not feeling well. Fantastic. She keeps fake coughing and blowing her nose. Mimi has allergies. So some of the things that I missed on the last stream, he has these little two horns on his head. Completely missed those. And then he has some back spines that I need to catch. Well, one of the things I don't understand recently, your dreams. Night night. I am painting my model. Go night night. There's no monsters, baby. Yeah, I got hungry. Something I thought was very interesting that I saw earlier today was that Drew McIntyre has challenged Big E for the World Heavyweight Championship, but he's been drafted to SmackDown. Really weird since Big E just got drafted to Raw. Again, none of that takes place until after the Crown Jewel event happens. But weird. You guys make me paint in front of the camera. Hmm. No, they're not. Oh, I'm sure she'll make it till the morning. Needs to be quiet before she wakes up Mimi. Right, all right, so he's got some little back and elbow spines that I missed last time. I gotta catch him on this run. There we go. Again, if you've got any questions, please feel free to ask them in the chat. I need those chat pings to help me with my engagements so that I can get sponsors. I would really like a few sponsors to keep the stream going. With things like new mics, new cameras, things like that. I mean, all of the 3D printing models and stuff I get from Space Cadets Gaming or my 3D printing done by the Aegis Creative Company. Very thankful for them and their support and belief in me, what I'm doing. Especially since I'm aside from my wife who helps out wrangling the girls when I stream. It's a one-man show. Ooh, I think that's it. I got all the spines finally. All the spines, all the teeth. Yep. Yep. All right. Okay, so we got all the spines, all the teeth. Guess we'll go with the lighter blue. Go with this. Oh no, that was Beholder Purple. That's not what I wanted. Frost Blue is what I need. Oopsies. I was like, man, that paint came out real good and smooth. Wait a minute, I just used that paint. All right, so blue with this white. we are going to be creating blue flames for our frostbolt. Nope. Look like straight water so that we get this mixed properly. I do not want it coming out all funky. There we go. Much more blue. All right, so first thing I'm going to do, brush wet. It will flow better. A little bit of this white. Start mashing it up. For some reason, the white is very, very thick. Sure, there's a reason for that, but I have no idea what it is. Start getting a little bit off. Flowy. All right. We're going to take these flames, lightly drag it across. Tips super white. And I honestly have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm just going by what I think it should look like. Sure, there's tutorials for all this kind of stuff out there, but I'm too old for that. I'm gonna get the very tips white as possible. And dry brush the rest of the way down. Dry brush the rest of the way down. Dry brush the rest of the way down. I don't want to get those tips as white as possible. Dip, 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 dip. And then brush the rest of the way down because we're going to be adding blue and other colors going down. Over here, we got to do it. There we go, doing it off camera again. Don't worry, guys. I'll figure this all out eventually. Get all that excess off and sort of brush lightly. Right. See how that looks? I've got a little bit of white on my brush. I'm gonna hit this goal a little bit. Is wand of Porcus. Where there's a little variance of colors instead of it just being that bone. Rinse the brush just a little bit. We're gonna mix some of this blue, the rest of this white. Give us a lighter blue. We're gonna use to blend. It doesn't have to be perfectly mixed. In fact, I prefer it to be a little blended as I apply this. Good. Frosty look. We'll go over again with the white. Give it a little roasted tip. Something that I could do is do a very light, very light blue on the hand, sort of like an off source lighting. But I'm not gonna, because I'm not a good painter. I'm not that good. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm backtracking, getting just a little bit more blue, darker blue. Putting that in there. There we go. Really like the way that looks. And that's what's important. Liking the way it looks. I think I so it looks like his hand's glowing a little bit. 1, 2. You like that idea? Just grunting in her sleep. Hey Craig, thanks for watching. For giving me a little zing zing zing. Jump right into black. Oh well. We need to redo the skeleton bone. Go over with another. We're gonna use the skeleton bone color. A little bit of white. So, again, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. I know I missed my Wednesday night and Sunday night streams this past week, but the girls have been a little restless, and we are transitioning from Mimi being in her own room to staying with Lulu. So we're still getting used to that. So now what I'm going to do is paint the medals. I want him to have like a world championship wrestling belt. So that's all going to be a dwarven bronze with gunmetal highlights. Getting this ready is going to be a lot of fun. Now we're basically done because then all I'm going to do is do a purple and green wash. Purple and green wash. Tidy things up. And so one of the things that I love about these minis, the Zoontalis minis, is that the creator, Andrew Polly, is a very average guy, average Joe, very talkative in his community. He's not just some master sculptor, 3D printer dude who's hiding behind his computer and his models. He's out there asking questions, seeing what people want, making people's dreams come true. If you saw his Kickstarter, I uh, requested a armadillo monk slash brawler slash pugilist, and he came through. I absolutely love the model. It was like the third or fourth stretch goal, and we hit it on the second day, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting my armadillo. Which is a big deal for me because the armadillo is actually goes back to my one of my original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters from Palladium Games. That's what it was, Palladium. From Palladium Games. When I played, I rolled a armadillo character, and I was like, oh, I really want to play an armadillo. And Zoontalis is doing it for me. They made an armadillo bruiser monk pugilist. Super cute. That's the base. The base. This is going to serve as the base for my belt. I know it's kind of shiny. We're going to do another coat and then I'm going to wash it. I'm going to dry brush it. I'm going to add the gunmetal highlights and details. So now we need this to dry. I can go back over it. I'm going to do his little armband. And these minis came pre Hey, oh, thank you. Thanks, Alex. I think it looks amazing as well, or awesome as well. Uh, these minis came pre-supported and worked perfectly right right off the file for my 3D printer to print. And that's something that I have been dealing with recently is I've been picking up 3D models from other people that don't pre-support their models. And it's just a pain. It's a big pain. I am a noob. I am learning. And it's rough to get these things painted and ready to go. I mean, printed and ready to go. At the bottom. Again, I'm super thankful for this huge base that he's on. That helps a lot. Oops. Thanks for watching, Alex. Make sure you give me a like and a share. Every like and every share helps. Especially since it feels like my streams are being throttled. Not as many people are able to see them as before. It's a little sad, but that's okay. I'm still getting out there. People are still able to watch me. A piece of equipment that I would love to have is an airbrush. I just don't, there's absolutely nowhere for me to put it. I would have to go out in the garage, and I've really got to clean that garage. We're hitting into the winter months, and I'll be streaming from out there. It'll be nice and chilly. Cool. Won't be right next to Sabrina, so she can actually sleep. Hard to see. I've got to get this bracelet. He's got like these little armbands. Bloop, bloop, bloop. There we go. This one is broke. When I printed him, he was my first casualty. I was priming him, and I was super excited, and he just slipped out of my hand, hit the ground, and shattered into 4 pieces. And I was like, no, not my Porcus. And so I picked up the pieces and set them to the side and was just pouting for 3 days. Ooh. Then each day after that, I glued a piece back together, glued a piece back together, glued a piece back together. Now he's here. Better and better. Okay, so all of his bands are painted. Nope, not all of his bands. He has two not safe for work areas on his chest that I need to get done. Which, I mean, that's the way he is. Now that that's done, what I'm going to do next is the washes while all these bits dry. I will get my old ugly flow brush. Just an ugly brush. And we will do the purple. My purple wash first. I remember somebody asked me, why do you have the color washes? I'm not using them. I have purple, I have green, I have red. Each of them will give it a different look. So I said, let me get this purple wash. I wanted to, at one point, I wanted to paint my, what are they called? I have orcs, not orcs, trolls. When I played War Machine, I had these troll bloods. I wanted to paint them purple. I got the wash thinking I was going to paint them purple one year. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is a mean piggy. And all this wash does is it fills in the little crevices and gives it more detail, brings out all the veins, all the scars on his skin. Gives it more depth. Looks like I'm gonna need more wash. Okay. Mm-hmm. Purple. Boom. Here's filled in. We were playing Dungeons and Dragons with that group of kids that I've been running, and I told them they were opening boxes. I was like, "Oh, you found tons of supplies." It looks like trying to get them to understand that they found enough food and rations for an entire army. What they've walked in on, is like a staging area for an army, and they weren't grasping it. And I was like, "There's so much food, so much food." And I told one of the kids, "There's like tons of rice." And he was like, "Ugh, I hate rice." I was like, "Well, rice is like an essential thing. Most travel's easy. A little bit goes a long way." He goes, "My character hates rice." You hate rice. Does your character hate rice? My character hates rice. All right, bud. Your character hates rice. Everybody else fills their sacks with rice and goodies, herbs and spices. His character was unwilling to carry any rice because he hated it. All right, cool. It's different because it's these kids' first campaign ever. Like, it's their first time playing Dungeons and Dragons. So I'm trying to get them into thinking outside the box, uh, teaching them not to metagame, showing them what not to do, what's acceptable, what's unacceptable. It's just been a real good growing experience for everybody. Right. Next, I'm going to use the green wash that I have. That I have. Put it next to this green so I know that it's green. I'm gonna wash all his bone and flesh bits. Yeah, that makes him look extra mean. That bone one way. this. Loop. Loop the loop. Pigments rest. Like these little grooves. Looking real good. Bringing him to life. Giving him some character. I'm actually a little bit of try. Put some green around the eyes. Looks scary. He's not a good guy. Very much a bad guy. Yeah, I like that. Brings the eyes out a little bit more. Go back in with another layer of orange and yellow. Always forget those green back spikes. All right. Good. Now I'm going to go back. A simple layer of bronze. And the parts that look a little thin. Not there. That's right. I gotta go back over purple later anyway. Go. Just a little bit. There we go. Put it back here, I see. Thin spots. teeny bit, a few thin spots right in there. Go back over. All right. Well, a completely missed spot. Nice job, Roberto. All right, so on his butt, right here, I missed a complete spot on his belt. All right. He is almost done. I'm going to line out a few details. I'm going to go back and do touch-ups. Spots where got a little crazy with the other colors. Basically, I'm just going back and touching up the purple spots. Also give them sort of highlights here. Do it on camera, Big Dopey. Yeah, man, that looks good. That's still drying, so I do not want to touch that. The last thing I want to do is to pull the paint off. Nice. I am really glad that I went with purple for this guy. to post a few pictures on the Dice Heads Facebook page after the stream. He looks so good. Great model. Strong wash. This. Oop. On his wand of Porcus. Do a quick strong wash. There we go. Like that very much. Now we're going to go back and do the gunmetal. We do not need a lot for that. It's basically going to be just the highlights, details. I mean, highlights, just the details, itty bitty details. So he gets a silver tusk. Like top portions. Give it just a little bit of a spikes. all them spikes. And I just got my Kickstarter email about the pledge manager, hacker kit, whatever it's called. So I should be getting my STL files for the rest of the Zoontalis line pretty soon. Need to replace the FEP sheet on my 3D printer, and then I will be printing minis like crazy. I had to call in the old Aegis Creative Company. Help me figure out how to properly install my FEP. I don't want to mess up anything on that 3D printer. Doop, doop. The absolutely last thing I'm going to do is the base. I'm just going to dry brush those skulls, and then it'll be done. Finito. How's he looking meow? Pretty fearsome, right? Yeah, I know you can't hear it, but it's Getting that brush nice and dry. So I can just dry brush these bowls. And the beautiful thing about dry brushing is a little bit of dry brushing goes a long way. Just drag it across. The base isn't what we're too worried about. We don't want the base to distract from Porcus. Is done. See that as back in buds. So, more of our Zoontalis pins. I hope you had a good time watching because I had a great time painting. We'll be back hopefully Wednesday or Thursday night streaming some Secret of Evermore, an old Super Nintendo classic. I absolutely love and adore. It's what sparked my love for role playing games. And we'll be talking more about Tiny Dungeon, and that you can come play with me at Space Cadets Gaming this Saturday from noon to 6 p.m. But aside from that, thank you very much for watching the stream. If you found us on YouTube somehow, thank you very much. Be sure to check me out on Facebook, Twitch, and then I have my Amazon wish list up on my Facebook page. to help out with the streaming stuff. So thank y'all very much. I love you. Walls ahead, rubble